there's a lot of guys listening to these podcasts, and they're trying to figure out like how to be successful with women and stuff. And from a woman's perspective, like, what do you guys think dudes can do?
And I don't think he means
support women.
I don't think
not
he means
physically.
physically
No,
attractive.
like
he means to be attractive.
Yeah.
Like it could be a personality thing. Or
Yeah.
For me, I think it's a guy who like makes me feel important. Like someone who like kind of goes back to what we were talking about originally, like way long ago. How sometimes if you go and you have like that body count, you went and said like sometimes it can be unattractive because you don't feel like what you have with her is like special. Like if a guy like makes me feel special and like I'm the only one for him, like that makes me feel very important. That's very, very attractive to me.
Okay, that's a good answer.
I agree with Hannah. A big thing for me is confidence. Everyone has things they're insecure about, but everyone has things that they're proud of and they love about themselves, and being confident in those things and leading with those things is so attractive. And not being scared to show those sides of yourself, I feel like, I don't know, that's attractive. So confidence, don't be scared to be who you are, be proud of who you are, and if there's things you don't like about yourself, just focus on the parts that you do like about yourself.
So men should lean into their strengths to build their confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
own yourself.
I really value emotional intelligence in a man because I believe that in a lot of circumstances, conflicts can be resolved through emotional intelligence. And I also think that emotional intelligence can aid a man in both parties have to be emotionally intelligent at some level. But I think it's important for a guy to be able to be as supportive as possible to his girlfriend, because I may go back to your point, predominantly girls are a little bit more emotional in relationships, at least the ones that I have been in.
It's okay to admit it.
I have been the more emotional one, and what helps me is a really supportive man to lean on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to admit. There's no shame
There's
in
nothing
it.
wrong with that.
There's
at all.
nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, as a dude, when my girlfriend is like in an emotional state, I love being a rock for her. It makes me feel like a man.
But it's hard
Straight
when it's well, okay, never mind.
Don't date boys. I get what you were saying.
Date men.
Date men.
Date men. Yeah. Okay.
So emotional intelligence, being able to understand you, what you need emotionally.
And
that makes
also,
you more
I would
attractive.
say, I mean, getting into, adulthood, I think commitment is definitely a huge one, because, I mean, at the end of the day, you want to marry the person that you're dating, right? And you're not able to do that if they're not equally committed as you. And commitment can be almost like things like, I don't know, a good morning text, or things like just being the shoulder to cry on is commitment to the relationship. Just doing the little things every single day that nourish the relationship and just keep it strong and whole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Thanks.
I
disputes.
think that the sexiest thing for a man to have is intelligence, like in both an emotional and like regular whatever. My
Intellectual
boyfriend
way.
is
both
also
ways.
pretty emotional, and he goes to Stanford, and he's like a comp sci major. He's
How's
like
he
the
emotional?
smartest. Because like, well, I don't know if he's not like, I don't know, like volatile, but I think he's like comfortable with his emotions. Like he's like, I don't know, he like expresses that he like loves me and he's not embarrassed. Like if his friends like roast him, like things like that,
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's a sign of security.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Big thing I heard that I want to bring up, somebody's comment, I don't know where it was, but he's like, hey, I'm a cop and saw some shit, and my wife wasn't there, but like my friends were. Men don't like, okay, I'm military. I'm not like a combat vet or anything, never like went and did anything cool or anything, but like men, talk to your brothers, for sure. Like, talk to them. You don't have to bleed everything out onto like women and whatnot and people like within your relationships. Just talk to your friends, because they're probably going through something very similar to themselves, and they're gonna be open and honest with you, and like be that shoulder. They will be that shoulder to cry on if you have a good set of men around you.
It's very important. Brotherhood is essential. I wanted to hear from Hannah too.
And after we hear from Hannah, I got one more question to ask the panel, and then we got to wrap up the super chats, and then we'll wrap up. We've gone a bit long, and I just want to make sure we can get the girls and the guys out of here at a reasonable hour. So appreciate your guys' patience. We'll get you out of here very soon. Go ahead, Hannah.
I think it's really attractive when a guy has passions that he really cares about, Because I've dated a lot of guys that just don't have any passions, and it gets boring. You know, like you need to be interested in things. You need to like want to learn about things. You need to be curious. It's really important for me that I'm with somebody that's passionate.
Okay, great.
It's a good answer.
Uh,
Tends to be pretty common